Good evening and welcome to this edition of the Nightly News. It's episode number 8 from the Wjay studios in beautiful Vito, Florida. And I'm your host, Jason Icanio, ready to go for another edition here. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you had a fantastic weekend. Yep, there it is. I am Jason Icanio, your gracious host and moderator, ready for another edition. It's Monday and we're ready for great articles as well. We have a fantastic show lined up for you, including a lot of interesting connected articles. These are connected articles for you from all over the place. Yes, 3 connected articles that will help you. And today is none other than Social Security Number Day. That's right. We're going to be talking about your Social Security number and how vitally and important it is for you not only to protect it, if you need to change it, and never, and if and when to give it out, when to give it out, when it's important, and also remember to keep yourself from identity theft. So the first article up for today's edition is the 5 reasons you may want to change your Social Security number and how to do it. If you've had your original Social Security number for as long as you have, but you need to change it due to the fact that it's already been compromised or something else has happened, or you need to update it for some reason, here's why you might want to be able to want to do it and how to do it. We'll give you 5 reasons. And 5 times you should never, ever, ever give your Social Security number. There are reasons for it, and we'll give you those 5 as well. And there's everything. This is everything your Social Security number actually says about you. That's right. Something about the fact that your Social Security number is something that represents you, it identifies you, it tells everybody who you are, where you live, a lot of important information. Plus, we also have, of course, news of the weird, what holiday is today, and, of course, the motivation of it as well. Plus, the headlines and other important information. And, of course, we'll talk about my weight loss in just a little bit. But don't forget also, too, we have Versus. Premieres every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. on StreamYard. That's right. Tomorrow will be episode number 5, where we'll be talking 2 more topics of contrast. I'm not going to tell you what they're going to be, but you just have to find out. But please do keep voting on the other 4 episodes. If you haven't placed a vote yet, make sure you do. Because if you have more than one channel that you own as well, too, all 3 of your channels are eligible to vote, or however many channels you use. Just make sure that they're verified and have name, and so that way we can track it as well. If you're a troll channel, you could still vote. It would count, but I guarantee you that I don't know if it'll allow you to vote as well, but you can try, but only 1 vote per channel is what we're asking. Okay? So Versus will be here tomorrow night at 9 o'clock to continue a look at 2 contrasting topics of interest for you. Okay? And then, of course, at 9 o'clock, Wipe Those Tears on Wednesday nights. Season 2 continues on with episode number 32. And the great news about this Wednesday's episode is that Andrew Hawking's credits will be in the intro and the outro, as he's already part of the family, but we gave him 2 weeks to do a good job, and he's shown that he is a worthy and respectable tier master, can do the job really well, and he performed fantastic if you watched the last 2 episodes, the season premiere of season 2, and of course last week's. So this will be the 3rd show of Wipe Those Tears. Do check in and watch it every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. And then I forgot to put this one up here, but I will. Saturdays with McVay and Jay every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Scott McVay and myself will be here live on StreamYard to give you some fantastic articles, some funny tidbits, and great recipes, crazy recipes for you if you'd like to take them down and take some notes. But we go through a lot of funny stuff for an hour every Saturday night at 9 o'clock right here on StreamYard. So do check your local listings for that. Okay, right now we're going to go ahead and start off our show with the headlines and other important information. Of course, all the information today, all the headlines come from NPR, and these are the headlines for today, Monday, September 23rd, 2024. More forever wars. Yep, the U.S. is trying to broker an end to the war between Israel and Hamas. Ceasefire talks begin and end and begin again. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has traveled to the region 10 times in the past year. And if he wants to keep sticking his nose in this kind of business of his, and it's getting nowhere, maybe he should stop and realize that it's Israel's war to fight, not his. Okay. Get that out of there. Okay. Stylish Olympic shooter Kim Wjay got an acting gig. She plays an assassin, of course. Kim Wjay, whose cool style and demeanor made her a main character of the Summer Olympics, has landed an acting gig and work with fashion brands. She says her athletic career remains her priority. Crime in the U.S. fell in 2023, FBI data show. New data released by the FBI show violent crime and property crime both fell in 2023 compared to the previous year. I don't know. I think they're fudging the numbers on that one. You make your decision on it. Pennsylvania College investigates swim team after racial slurs carved on student. Earlier this month, a Gettysburg College student used a box cutter to write a racial slur on another student's chest during a social gathering on campus. The incident is under campus investigation. A third of former NFL players surveyed believe that they have CTE, researchers find. The degenerative brain disease can only be diagnosed after death, but hundreds of retired players reported symptoms linked to CTE, like depression, mood swings, and suicidal thoughts. The alpaca haircut teenage boys and young men are obsessed with, explained. Morning Edition spoke to a couple of barbers about the trendy haircut with shaved sides and signature high-volume curly top that many young men are donning these days. Here's what we've learned about it. Lebanon raises death toll from Israeli strikes to 356. Analysts say it's Israel's largest aerial strikes against Hezbollah since 2006. Lebanon's health ministry says dozens of women and children are among the casualties. I think they're fudging that as well, too, because they're attacking something else. Might be a bogus. This one right here may be bogus. Do the research on it. Remember I told you that NPR is one-sided and only gives you half of what you need to understand to get the complete article. You may have to get the other research yourself. Prosecutors say suspect in Trump shooting attempt wrote a letter detailing his plans. Yeah, the man accused in the apparent assassination attempt of Donald Trump at his golf course a week ago in Florida appeared in court for a pretrial detention hearing. Ryan Routh was captured fleeing the scene. U.S. proposes ban on Chinese auto parts so cars can't be used against us. Yep, the Biden administration has proposed a prohibition of Chinese and Russian automotive hardware and software to protect U.S. drivers from disruption and sabotage. Trump says he wouldn't run for president again in 2028 if he loses this time. When asked whether he would run again in 4 years if his current presidential bid is unsuccessful, Trump said, "I don't see that at all. He would be 82 in 2028, a year older than Biden is now." Nevada's role in the November elections and UN to discuss Middle East conflict. Nevada is a crucial state in the presidential elections due to close competition for 270 electoral votes, and the United Nations is convening to discuss the world's most significant crisis. From Gaza to Ukraine, why do so many modern wars last so long? Russia and Ukraine have fought for a decade. The Israel-Hamas war is part of a conflict dating back generations. NPR's Greg Meyer has covered both wars and looks at why they seem to defy a solution. AI can generate recipes that can be deadly. Food bloggers are not happy. Apple, Google, and Samsung are all working to integrate AI that can generate recipes into their virtual assistants like Siri. People who work to develop recipes respond. Here's what role Nevada and its voters could play in the 2024 election. Nevada could be a tipping point for the 2024 presidential election. Here's what could convince voters to go to the polls for either VP Harris or former President Donald Trump. EVs are cleaner than gas cars, but a growing share of Americans don't believe it. Electric vehicles are caught up in the culture wars. Data from Ipsos shows the percentage of Americans who believe EVs are better for the environment than gas cars has dropped 5 points since 2022. Israel warns civilians to evacuate as it strikes wide swaths of southern Lebanon. The Israeli military on Monday called on people in southern Lebanon to immediately evacuate homes and other buildings where Hezbollah stores weapons and said it was carrying out extensive strikes. Fragile X held him back. An experimental drug is helping him break free. For 22 years, Jason Mazzola's life was defined by a genetic condition that can cause autism and intellectual disability. Then he started taking an experimental drug. So you'd have to listen to the rest of it to find out whether or not it's working for him. Alcohol-free beer is gaining popularity even at Oktoberfest. At Wjay, non-alcoholic wheat beer and lager now make up about 10% of the volume. The increase over the last few years mirrors the statistics for the rest of Germany's beer industry. In UN vote, countries showing willingness to move away from fossil fuels. The body's call to speed up a transition from fossil fuels is part of a pact designed to bring countries together to tackle challenges in the 21st century. Speaker Johnson announces plans to keep the government funded until December 20th. When they do that, and then I got to go all the way back. Oh, come on. What's going on here? Oh. I hate when they do this. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. You click on it once and it double clicks itself. We were over here on Speaker Johnson announcing the plans to keep the government funded until December 20th. The measure does not include any part of the SAVE Act, the election security proposal backed by former President Donald Trump. Tufts University lacrosse players hospitalized for days after workout. Tufts University says it has launched an investigation after members of the men's lacrosse team were diagnosed with a dangerous medical condition. And finally, third-party voters face a tough choice in a tight election. Single-issue voters dissatisfied with Trump and Harris consider third-party candidates in tight election. And there you have it, folks. The headlines for today, Monday, September 23rd, 2024. All right. Well, that is that. Now for the important information before we go to break and the news of the weird. Tomorrow on the program, we were supposed to have Andrew Hocking on the program, but we have our articles for today. So Andrew will join me tomorrow night to talk about all of the great stuff that he's encountered on, of course, being a tier master, what that has meant for him. And since his departure from Rant and Rave, hopefully things have gotten better for him. He's openly going to discuss an open interview tomorrow. What time he's coming on, I can't really tell, but I'll give you more information as we start program number 9 tomorrow on WJAY Nightly News. Also, as well, the season finales of Joker's Wild, Tic-Tac-Toe, and Blockbusters are going to be recorded tonight on the Discord channel from 7 to 10. So if you'd like to be a contestant on the show, come on into the Discord channel. We'll be there on MVG Productions from 7 to 10 to record the finale of the 3 shows. And then next week on Monday, of course, on the 30th, we'll be back to our regularly scheduled time slot of 7 to 8:30 on Mondays because we're not taping game shows anymore. So we'll be back to the 4-day week from 7 p.m. to 8:30 with the game shows appearing from 9 to 10 on Monday nights. And, of course, all the other programs on their regularly scheduled time slots. We're still here Monday through Thursday with Fridays taken off. And we enjoy very much the schedule. So that takes care of what we had to take care of from there. So Andrew Hocking will be on tomorrow. And if you would like to be on the program as well, we would love to have you here to talk about anything and everything that's on your mind, even if it's something to attack me with. I don't really care at that point. And speaking of attacks, as far as that's concerned, the only way you can comment now on our comments is if you are a subscriber to the channel. That's it. Yes, nobody can just add anything they want to the comments unless you subscribe to the channel. So for all you trolls out there that think you're just going to start coming in and commenting on commenting stupid stuff and dramatical crap, wrong again. You're going to be forced to either subscribe to my channel with your fake channel and continue to grow the channel and continue to grow the views. You're only helping me. You're not hurting me. So we've made it even more difficult for you to stay into the in the program. Yeah, you might say that that's not fair, but I'll tell you what, life's tough, isn't it? Grow a pair someday, and maybe you'll learn that not everybody is going to tolerate your baby nonsense. And you know, looking at this new week here and getting ready, we are also in the equinox of fall. So happy second day of fall, as fall officially started on Sunday, the 22nd. And I tell you, we had a pretty good day here as far as the weather was concerned. It never got over 90 degrees. And we had some great windy conditions that made it cool. And I was out there not sweating a disaster. So I felt very good about it. And today was a little bit better too. But we're in the process of getting a threatening hurricane coming towards the end of the week. It's going to be hitting the Big Bend area or the Panhandle, but I know we'll be getting a lot of showers and everything. And so they all want us to prepare for the worst. Oh, Emu says, yeah, we got to go with the flow even without commenting. That's true. You're right about that. We have to go with the flow and continue on here. But this forces everybody that if you really want to comment anything I say about any topic or situation, or for that matter, any show, you will have to become a member of the channel. And yes, and you was told Helene is the name of the hurricane. You are right about that. It is Hurricane Helene, but right now it is will be a tropical storm, Helene, and probably be a Cat 1 by Thursday night when it makes landfall in that Big Bend area. So you can basically bank on it that we are going to get a lot of rain the next 3 days, which is typical. But hopefully, if this hurricane does what I hope it's going to do, it's going to cool down the temperatures even more to where we will go back to the 70s and the 50s. Because as you know, that fall equinox coming in with this one, I said, we only need one major hurricane to completely cool down the entire state, getting rid of all that humidity, blow it out of the system, blow it away from us, and we'll have that Canadian high come in and start cooling down our temperatures. You'll notice it's going to start getting even cooler and maybe even cold some of the nights in October and November, but we won't probably feel it till November. But I don't mind at all if our temperatures drop at least 20 degrees by next week or by the 1st of October. I would love to see that and enjoy early fall-like conditions. I would not mind that at all. And let's talk about something that, Vice President Harris. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. Plus, we're in the fall. The temperatures will get colder whenever. That's very true. So, Vice President Harris, candidate Harris. Here's a person who goes and tries to be a smart aleck with Oprah Winfrey. And Oprah is just, she's a great girl, great woman and everything. But boy, does she just doesn't understand what politics is. She's this close to becoming a journalist, but she's not there yet. Like I said, she had a great show and run from 86 to 20, for 25 years to 86 to 2001. Great 25-year run on ABC from 4 o'clock in that time slot. Interviewed a lot of fantastic people, made them millions of dollars, and tremendous respect. But when you got VP Harris for a special, and you're trying to help the vice presidential candidate answer a specific, simple question, and you have to clarify everything that the woman is trying to answer with a word salad, come on, folks. That's when you know that your guest or the one being interviewed doesn't have all the answers, okay? And here's something I'm going to propose to you Democrats out there who are so gung-ho about voting for Vice President Harris, regardless of the fact that she hasn't come up with a decent plan to fix what she's broken over the last 4 years from her boss. Okay? You, as an American of the United States, deserve to know what her plan is going to be. You should be demanding it as much as anybody who's not going to be voting for her. The American people have a right to know what politicians are going to do to either fix the situation, make it better for them, or both, keep us safe, whatever it is. Okay. You can't be the party of emotion. Emotions are just feelings. You have to be a party of something. And right now, you're a party of the elite celebrities in the high end class. You're not for the working people. So, any Democrat who's following Kamala Harris, who's on the low to middle class tier, and still you're going to vote for her, regardless of the fact that you hate Donald Trump, I think you're wasting your time with that kind of a vote. Okay. I believe you're wasting your vote because at that point, you don't even know what the woman's going to do for the next 4 years. I know what she's going to do. She's going to sit on her butt and raise your taxes and raise your gas prices even more. When you go to the grocery store and it costs you $500 and $1,000 for simple items, what are you going to do? You're going to keep accepting the fact that you are struggling. Even those who are making $200,000 to $500,000 a year with a family of four and think you got it all solved, I think you better think twice about it. Maybe it's time to start becoming like a poor person for once in your life to realize that maybe this is the way it's going to be from now on. Unless you're an elitist, a celebrity, or someone who's making millions and billions of dollars in their times, you're still going to get taxed up the wazoo because the Democratic Party don't like you very much because you make too much money. That's right. So for all you people who have PhDs, all you doctors or philosophers out there, all you psychiatrists, psychologists, all those people who make tons of money, child behavior people, and think that, well, I worked hard for what I did. Sure, that's fine. But here's the problem. You vote for Harris, you're going to see everything of yours being wiped out. You might as well hang it up and call it a day because at that point, they don't care about you. They don't care about me. And they sure as hell don't care about this country. And I've said this before, and I will keep drilling it into people's heads until you get it through your thick skull. Okay? This is what's going to happen if Vice President Harris gets into office because of your stupid ass voting for her, or for that matter, not voting for her and not voting for Trump and leaving it blank. Well, actually, we'll still help Trump because if you leave that line blank and vote for everything else, you help Trump because you're not voting for anybody at that point. So get out there and vote. Do yourself a favor and vote. But make sure you vote for the right reasons and not based on emotional content and emotional breakdowns and all of this other happy-go-lucky stuff. Because when it really comes to it, where is it hitting you hard in your pocketbook or wallet? Men and women, think about it. Okay? Oh, and for those whose jobs are being taken away by the illegals because you guys don't want to work and the illegals do, I would be pissed off at that point, knowing if I had to lose out to a job that I know I'm capable of doing. And because they're an illegal immigrant and come in here illegally and take the job away from me based on the fact that they are, from another country with no vetting at all, I'd be pissed too. So for you Latino people out there, you African Americans out there who are struggling to get a job based on the qualifications that you worked hard for, this is your future just as much as anybody else. And it shouldn't even come down to race. It shouldn't even come down to creed or culture or nationality. It should come down to you being an American citizen who has worked hard for all your life in this country to do what you want to do, which is the American dream. You want to bring back the American dream, you vote for Donald Trump. It's a simple freaking no-brainer vote here, folks. I don't know what else it's going to take you to realize that Joe Biden screwed this country over for the last 4 years. Joe Biden is working for the Iranians. He's working for the Chinese. He's working for the Iraqis. And he's working for the Russians. He's getting money under the table. Believe it or not, this bum is a backstabber to the American society. And he's been doing it for 50 years. You just don't seem to realize the consequences of his actions. You brushed it off for 50 years and let that man do what the hell he wanted for 50 years. He's tried everything in the book to screw not just the Republican Party, but the American people in so many ways. But you were okay with it because he's old. He's old. No, man. He knows what he's doing. He may be old, but he is not stupid, okay? The president is not stupid in any which way, shape, or form. And just to feel sorry for him because of his age is a terrible way to think that giving him that title of presidency, he don't deserve nothing. He and his family do not deserve nothing. They are traitors to America and their allies. Okay? And I said that before many, many weeks ago when we had stuff of that situation in our first premiere week, that Joe Biden is a backstabber to the American people and the allies, the good guys, because he's getting money under the table. And when will the reporters of even Fox News admit that this prick has done this? How do you think he's getting $6 billion for trading in, refugees and prisoners of war? Oh, we'll just give Joe Biden $6 million and he'll release whoever he wants back into their country after these, all the situation. Why do you think they're opening up the borders? Because they want illegal immigrants who are not vetted to become citizens and to vote Democrat. That's what they want. This is a whole setup. And even the very people in the Democratic Party don't even know what's going on because Joe's even keeping his mouth shut from them. Well, we've exposed it. They've exposed it. Fox News has exposed it. Go ahead and watch it on YouTube and see what happens. Okay, 27 minutes here, 3 minutes before the bottom of the hour. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we will look at, of course, news of the weird. More of the nightly news right after this.
Tire Kingdom, tires, 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 tires. If tires are what you need, the lowest price is guaranteed. At Tire Kingdom, the best tires at the best price. No hassle service, and we always treat you nice. Ooh, Tire Kingdom, tires, 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 tires.
It's yum yum fun that is cool and clean, and its name is a Snoopy Snow Cone Machine. You put ice cubes in and get a snow cone out. It's fun. Yum yum fun is what it's all about.
Some assembly required, and you mix the punch flavor.
It's yummy Snoopy. It's yum yum fun that is cool and clean, and its name is the Snoopy Snow Cone Machine.
Snoopy Snow Cone Machine comes with everything you see here from Hasbro.
So refreshing, so cool, peppermint, winter green, so full of life savers.
Today you need an oil this good. You need Quaker State.
When your engine's this new, you gotta protect your investment. You need an oil this good.
When your engine's this old, it needs extra care. You need an oil this good. Small engines work so hard, they demand an oil this good.
These motor oils are refined exclusively from Pennsylvania grade crude. Quaker State is so good it's America's best-selling motor oil.
New cars,
Old cars, small cars.
Today you need Quaker State. You need an oil this good.
Hey, Herbert Fisher. Have you met Herb Grant?
Herb Grant, Tacoma.
Herb's in the plumbing business.
Yeah, I'm all backed up.
Herb, you know these bums? Herb Riddick, Herb Kaplan.
Hi.
So, the wife and kids are good?
Herb Jr.'s almost 12.
Whoa, next thing you know, there'll be a Herbert Jr. Jr.
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
What does it feel like to play, Simon? You gotta look! Listen! Remember! You gotta react! Repeat the sounds and colors. Think fast! What does it feel like to play, Simon?
Intense.
Simon from Milton Bradley, the challenge intensified to the max.
All right, welcome back to the Nightly News. Episode 8 here, ready to go with the news of the weird. And, of course, the editors at Andrews McMeel Syndication for uexpress.com once again update us for the week of September 20th, 2024, which was 3 days ago. As you know, all new news of the weirds come out every Friday. And, of course, we also announce them on Saturdays with McVay and Jay. So if you've already heard these, you can skip here and go to the break when we come back. But if you haven't heard them, well, this is the first time for you. First up is the lead story of Awesome. Poor Crumbs. Yes, the now famous corpulent cat named for his ability to eat was found in early September in the basement of a hospital in Perm, Russia, the New York Post reported, where the staff had given him a steady diet of cookies and soup. And when he was discovered, he weighed more than 37 pounds, about 3 times the average size for a cat, and was unable to support his weight to walk. Crumbs, or Kroshik in Russia, was moved to the Matrushkin shelter, where workers put him on a strict diet and exercise regimen. Apparently not his cup of tea, as he tried to escape on September 11th. Rehab expert Ekaterina Bedakova said Crumbs was extremely displeased when, during his escape attempt, he got himself stuck in a shoe rack and couldn't get out. But she was enthused about his effort because it demonstrated that he's a very active guy. Yes. A family in Bedford, Ohio, reported their Nissan Rogue and their 8-year-old daughter missing around 9 a.m. on September 15th, the Associated Press reported. Police learned that witnesses had seen a small child driving nearby, but it wasn't until they checked the parking lot at Target, about 13 miles away, that they discovered the car. The girl was inside the store, and she told officers that she had hit a mailbox during her journey. But otherwise, it went fine. Authorities were weighing whether any charges would be filed. I hope not. All right. In Japan, the number of people aged 100 or older has hit a new record. 95,119, AFP reported on September 17th. Most of the centurions are women, and the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communications noted the world's oldest person, Tomiko Ituka of Western Japan, is 116. Japan's oldest man, Kiyotaka Mizuno, he's 110, told local media that he has no idea at all what's the secret to my long life. I'll tell you what it is. No stress. That's probably it. About 40 feet off the coast of Miami Beach, the world's first underwater cemetery is already home to about 1,500 placements. Click Orlando reported on September 17th. The Neptune Memorial Reef's Community Resource Director, Michael Tabers, said the area had already been designated for an artificial reef when a group of businessmen in the area had the idea. The reef was built from an artist's conception of the lost city of Atlantis. Customers' cremains are mixed with water and then formed into road columns, archways, or depictions of local sea life, such as starfish or seashells. Then the coral grows around them, and we have sea turtle placements. Those are some of our more popular ones, Tabor said. The reef has already been extended once, but when it fills up, we will launch the next phase, he said. Coral reef conservation activists are thrilled, and the reef provides hard surfaces that help coral to thrive, and loved ones can also dive to visit their family members' resting places. Golly geez, if that was the case, I'd do it all the time and take a vacation for that matter. Yes. 23-year-old Jovan J. Owens was charged with first-degree attempted murder after he got into a dispute over a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on September 15th. The DeKalb County Daily Chronicle reported, come on, PB&J lovers, you got to be really on a toll with a PB&J sandwich, you know? A witness told DeKalb police that Owens and another man argued about the victim not cleaning up after themselves, whereupon Owens swung a butter knife and struck the other man. The victim was seen at a local hospital, but had to be transported to Chicago for further treatment of a punctured intestine. He said he believed 100% that Owens would kill him. Owens faces up to 60 years in prison over a stupid sandwich. Oh, God. Wow. Beaches along the Atlantic Ocean in Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia were closed to swimmers by authorities on September 15th after mysterious medical waste started washing up, the New York Times reported. The trash included syringes and needles, used feminine hygiene products, and plastic cigar tips. We currently have no idea where it came from and will not be speculating about a source, says the National Park Service Office of Assateague Island National Seashore. They were unsure how long beaches would remain closed. We recommend wearing shoes on the beach and avoiding the ocean entirely, warned Joe Theobald, Director of Emergency Services in Ocean City, Maryland. 32-year-old Norton Havoc can now smell colors. They said after blowing their nose in the shower and dislodging a Lego brick that had been stuck inside for at least 26 years. The New York Post reported. Well, having posted that they suffered from multiple breathing issues after the childhood incident. At the time, their mom tried to extricate the piece with tweezers to no avail. I can breathe out of this side of my nose now, and it's fantastic. Wow. Vacaville, California resident Ken Wilson is very careful about his consumption of electricity. I was being very vigilant on this, he told KMAX TV. Every day that I go to work, I turn the breakers off. He also purchased a device that tells him how many watts of energy his appliances use. But recently he noticed that his bill was higher than normal because Wilson has lived in an apartment, unit 91 of his building, for 18 years. But after Wilson called PG&E to come out and check the meter on September 10th, he discovered he's been paying for Unit 90's electricity usage for years. PG&E admitted the mix-up and said it is fully committed to rectifying the situation. Wilson said he hopes the story can help others with similar problems, and we hope that Wilson will get a wonderful refund and reimbursement from PG&E. As candidates for mayor in Sao Paulo, Brazil, took the stage for a televised debate on September 15th, Pablo Marçal referred to allegations of sexual misconduct against his rival, Jose Luis de Tena, the Associated Press reported. In response, de Tena picked up a metal chair and approached Marçal's podium, then slammed the chair into Marçal's side. The moderator cut to commercials, and later the debate resumed without Marçal, who was rushed to a hospital with a fractured rib cage. Marçal portrayed the event as attempted homicide, while de Tena admitted his mistake, but said he didn't regret it at all. Sure, he probably got the move from WWE, and, well, you know, chair fights are always very dangerous. That's why you should never do what they do on wrestling, let alone the fact that they get hurt as well, too. Magnet fisher and YouTuber Danny Dipp pulled a provocative find out of the St. Joseph River in South Bend, Indiana on September 1st, as ABC 57 TV reported. We believe this is a 175 millimeter howitzer round from like a stationary cannon back in the day, Dipp said. It took 4 people to pull this big 2-foot round round over the wall to safety so it wouldn't fall back in and potentially go off. The South Bend Police Department said further testing would be necessary to make sure the charge is not live. We're just here to help and clean out the river and see what we can find, Dipp said. And finally, when 33-year-old Ravish Rabindranath attempted to steal a Corvette in a Miami Beach, Florida parking garage on September 17th, he encountered a little trouble. As Local 10 TV reported, he got stuck inside the car, which is where its owner, Julio Solano, found him. Can I get out? Rabindranath asked Solano as Solano recorded the incident on his phone. No, you can't get out. We're calling the police. Solano said the car's security system wouldn't allow the thief to start the car or escape. He didn't know about the manual door release under the seat, so Solano said. Rabindranath was held at the Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center on $2,500 bond. And there you have it, friends. News of the weird for the week of September 20th, 2024, from the editors at Andrews McMeel Syndication for uexpress.com. All right, before we go to break, I wanted to tell you about my weight loss because I didn't mention that before. So, going now into the 44th week, which is this week. After 43 weeks, well, folks, I did it. I dropped 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds to be exact. Now that brings my total weight to 296 pounds with a total loss of 38 pounds total. Right there you have it, friends. Still under 300 pounds, but dropped to 2.5 from 298.5 to 296.0. There we go. And so to the trolls and the idiots who think I'm going to get back to 320 by November, sorry, but those days are over. Even though if I have to stay in the 290s for a while, I still will be over 30 pounds lost, and I will not be going back anytime soon because as long as I hit the gym and do some great walking around my area with the nice cooler weather coming in, continue to do the yard work, continue to stay active, I think I can stay under 300 pounds for a long, long time, and I'm happy about reaching that milestone. It took time, but I finally got there. So with that progression, thank you very much for your continued support. If you're my friend and you happen to see these posts that I post every week about my weight loss journey, please drop a line there in the comment section and do comment. Make sure it's a nice one. It's a nice comment, so supportive comment. Don't try to be a ninny and say, hey, you gotta blah, 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 blah. No, I will delete that comment and block you permanently from my friends list. Because look, if you're going to be that kind of person to comment negatively about my weight loss, then you're not my friend. And even if you're on Facebook, you're not my friend, because only friends, only good friends, only people who know me and have interacted with me would support me in this weight loss journey. And it is a journey. It's a lifestyle change, and I hope to get there. All right, when we come back, we'll look at our first article of the day, which is the 5 reasons you may want to change your Social Security number and how to do it. We'll be back with more of the nightly news right after this.
Instant waxed shine as you dust. You've been hearing things like that for years. But is waxing all that instant when you only need to dust? Watch.
With spray wax, you have all this rubbing.
But there's no wax in N-Dust. It just coats your cloth with tiny beads that trap dust.
You just wipe, and it brings back the shine. Use wax when you have to, sure. But every time you dust, use N-Dust. It gets rid of dust in half the time of waxing.
Sausages. Dogs in search of the ideal snack. Sausages. What is that special treat? Sausages. We know they love to snitch a snack. We know they love to sneak a sausage, so... Sausages. That's it. Sausage-style snacks. Sausages. Made with meat, a hearty taste, a healthy chew, and voila, the ideal snack. Sausages. But what will we call them? Sausages. Doggy snacks? Sausages. Little saucies? Sausages. Sausages. New kennel ration, sausages? Scrumptious sausage-style snacks for dogs.
If you use an automatic toilet bowl cleaner that doesn't clean well enough or last long enough, it's like flushing your good money down the drain. Try my 2000 flushes. It has chlorine bleach, the same chemical used to keep swimming pools clean. It works the same way in your toilet bowl. And it works up to 4 months. It really does. With 2000 flushes, it's not your money that goes down the drain, it's the stains. So why buy anything else?
Keebler presents the appealing taste of baked potato skins in a crunchy chip.
Potato skins got baked potato appeal because they're made with potatoes and skins that are real.
The Keebler elves make potato skin snack chips with real potatoes and skins.
Cheddar cheese and bacon, sour cream and chives, tasty baked potatoes.
And they finally got barbecue flavor too.
They're made with potatoes and skins that are real. Potato skins from Keebler, baked potato appeal.
New family members mean new responsibilities and new needs for life and health insurance protection. Why not drop in on your MetLife representative to help you figure out what's right for you and your family? Get Met. It pays.
So what's it like up there? I mean, what do you eat?
Great burgers from Roy's.
Roy Rogers?
This is heaven. This quarter-pound cheeseburger combo with large fries and medium soft drink is just $2.99.
Great deal. But you don't actually cook anything?
You must be thinking of the other place.
Oh, I like this place!
Welcome back to the Nightly News. It's, of course, episode 8 here on this Monday, September 23rd, 2024. First article up on today's deck on the plate is 5 reasons you may want to change your Social Security number and how to do it. So why don't we go ahead and bring that up for you. Jamie Stathis presents this article to you that was written about a total of 17 days ago. So this article is fairly new this year in the Reader's Digest. So after the most recent data breach, many people are wondering, can you change your Social Security number? Well, here's what the experts say. Thieves are constantly finding new ways to scam people, and technology is helping these bad actors execute cyber attacks at scale. Just this year, hackers stole customer records from several major companies like AT&T, Ticketmaster, Dell, and Bank of America among them. But the data breach that has Americans anxiously asking, can you change your social security number, happened this April, and it was a doozy. A group of hackers claimed access to 2.9 billion records stolen from background check company National Public Data. The short story, the social security numbers of nearly every American, along with other personal data, may have been stolen. It's unsettling, no doubt. After all, we've been trained to avoid disclosing our social security number for fear of identity theft. But the truth is, we have only so much control over our personal data. At this point, you're probably wondering, can I change my social security number? We checked with cybersecurity and identity theft experts to get some answers and put your mind at ease. Ahead, they offer the top strategies and advice to consider before trying to change your social security number. So, yes, you can change it in rare instances. And while you might call your credit card company to put a hold on your account and get a new card when you think yours has been compromised, you can't simply get a new social security number when you're concerned about a data breach. In fact, despite the risk of a scammer getting a hold of this sensitive information, few people change their social security numbers. Accurate and up-to-date statistics on the number of Americans who apply for or successfully change their SSN each year are not readily available, says Alan Saquella, who is a professor of global security and intelligence at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. He explains that requests for Social Security number changes are relatively uncommon, with the Social Security Administration typically approving only a small percentage of applications due to the strict requirements. The number of applications for SSN changes tends to fluctuate based on the prevalence of identity theft and other factors affecting personal safety. So here are the 5 reasons to change your Social Security number. You can't change your Social Security number if you lost your card and there's no sign that someone else is using it. And you can't change it to dodge the law or creditors or to escape the fallout from filing for bankruptcy. But you can change your Social Security number for other reasons. Thankfully, you can, and there are 5 main reasons you may want to and be able to change, according to Zulfikar Ramzan, PhD, who's Chief of Consumer Digital Safety and Threat Intelligence at Aura, where a company focused on digital security and identity theft prevention. So if you're dealing with persistent identity theft that's causing major financial headaches, like a family member continually opening new credit cards in your name, you might be able to get a new Social Security number. However, it's not just about being a victim. You'll need to show that you've tried everything else to fix the problem. If someone is using your Social Security number to track you and threaten your safety, such as in cases of stalking or domestic violence, you might qualify for a new number. You'll need to provide proof, such as police reports, to show that there's a real danger. If the numbers in your SSN conflict with your personal beliefs or cultural practices, you might be able to request a change as well. But don't think that this is a quick path to a new number. As the Social Security Administration points out, you'll need to provide written documentation in support of the objection from a religious group with which the number holder has an established relationship. In rare cases, the SSA might accidentally assign the same number to more than one person. If you find yourself in that situation, you can apply for a new number. If you and a close family member have similar names and Social Security numbers, and if it's causing problems with your legal or tax records, the SSA might consider giving you or your family member a new number. So here's how to change it. Have you found yourself in one of these 5 situations that the SSA considers valid reasons for getting a new SSN? Well, below, Ramzan walks up through the steps and documents you'll need. So to start the process, reach out to your local Social Security office. You can find the location using the SSA office locator. Explain your situation, and a representative of the SSA will likely ask you to fill out Form SS-5, the same form you used when you first applied for your Social Security number and card. When applying for a new number, the SSA will require at least 2 original documents to prove you are who you say you are. Photocopies won't do here. These need to be either original documents or copies certified by the issuing agency. You'll need documents that confirm both your citizenship, like a U.S. birth certificate or passport, and your identity like a U.S. driver's license or state ID card. The SSA will accept the following for U.S. citizens, though acceptable documentation varies based on whether you were born in the United States or abroad. So here are the things you have for the U.S. citizens, like your birth certificate, passport, driver's license, hospital record, certification of naturalization, citizenship, report of birth abroad, military card if you were in the military, health insurance card, not Medicare, school identification, and employee identification card. And if your situation involves immigration status or a legal name change, be prepared to provide additional evidence, like these documents. And once you have all your documents together, contact your local SSA office again and let the Social Security representative know you're ready to submit your application. They'll guide you through the next steps and explain what you can expect from the process. And once you've successfully changed your number, it's important to notify your bank and any current creditors as soon as possible, says Michael Ashley, founder of Richest.com and a veteran of the banking and financial services industries who did stints at Citibank and Wells Fargo. Start by contacting each institution directly, preferably in writing, and provide them with your new SSN along with any required documentation to verify the change. He advises that this will help ensure that your credit history is updated correctly and that there are no interruptions in your accounts or services. It's also a good idea to monitor your credit reports to make sure that the change has been properly reflected. So what to consider before changing your number? Well, it's fine to ask yourself, can you change your number? But don't skip out on an equally important question, should you change your number? Ramsden says and suggests everyone consider these three factors before trying to change their number. Changing your Social Security number won't wipe away your money woes, but it could make your financial situation a challenge and complicate your tax records. A new SSN won't erase your issues, as the old number will still be linked to your records, says Paige Hansen, a cyber safety and identity theft expert with nearly 20 years of experience at Norton LifeLock. Additionally, starting with a new SSN essentially erases your credit history, making it challenging to secure loans, credit cards, or even housing. Employment records, payroll, and Social Security benefits are also tied to your number, further complicating matters. And you'll need to apply for new identification documents such as a driver's license and passport to reflect your new Social Security number. And this involves filling out additional paperwork and waiting for processing, which can be time-consuming. The process of getting a new number requires significant documentation to prove eligibility and may involve lengthy administrative procedures. Additionally, there's a risk of errors or confusion as your records are updated across various institutions. From my experience with identity theft victims, I don't recommend changing your number, says Hansen. It should only be considered in extreme cases like severe identity theft or domestic violence. In other words, she says, the perceived benefits rarely outweigh the drawbacks. It's not the silver bullet people might think it is, Hansen explains. Instead, I highly recommend considering a credit freeze, enrolling in identity theft protection, and monitoring your credit report before making such a drastic change. Good idea. Thank you very much. And, of course, to Jamie Stathis for the article as well. That's a good look at that first article for this edition of the Nightly News. And when we come back, here are the 5 things or 5 times you should never, ever give out your Social Security number. We'll be back with more of the Nightly News right after this.
Today, a refresher course in sore throats. There's the one from smoking, the dry, tickly kind, the burning sore throat. Fortunately, there's great-tasting Luden's cough drops. Luden's help replace pain with pleasure. They quickly dissolve to coat irritated, inflamed tissue with soothing, cooling relief. So, for minor sore throat problems, get major relief from Luden's.
TV20 setting a blockbuster of a season. And to keep up the spirit, we're joining forces with NBC to bring you Blockbusters, the hit game show that's sweeping the nation. Test your skills and see if you can follow the clues to come up with the right answers. Blockbusters, weekday mornings at 9:30, only on Coffee Stereo TV20.
Okay, you get home from school, you want brownies. What are you gonna do? You're watching cartoons. You want brownies. What are you gonna do? Here's what you do. New ready to microwave fudge brownies. From Pillsbury. Out of the fridge. Into the microwave. 5 minutes. Moist, chewy brownies anytime. Right, Timmy? Right, Bubby. And hey, all you gotta clean up is Timmy.
New refrigerator ready to microwave fudge brownies. Here, in the dairy case.
In trying to make an artistic statement, one should be careful not to let one's personal aroma do the talking. In order not to offend the critics, I recommend Right Guard Sport Stick. It provides maximum protection and the freshest scents, a sublime palette of odoriferous emanations. After all, a true artiste should be remembered for his inspiration, not his perspiration. Right Guard Sport Stick. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Okay, the way we see it, CERT is the new way to fall asleep. Counting sheep, the old way. Look, the CERTA Perfect Sleeper. Supreme comfort, gets me to sleep fast. Counting sheep, slow, boring. Solution, you gotta be new, now, happening.
Any suggestions?
Gonna put you to sleep, gonna put you to sleep with the sheep, with the sleep, and there's no OP. Gonna put you to sleep with a sleep that's deep. Gonna put you to sleep, put you to sleep.
All right. The Serta Sheep always have some fantastic commercials. Welcome back to the Nightly News. Episode 8 is continuing on here on this Monday, September 23rd, 2024. Next up on our Social Security articles is the 5 times you should never, ever give out your Social Security number. Very important article here. And this one is by Claire Gillespie, actually, from February 7th, 2023, last year at this time. So, giving out personal information like your SSN number makes you vulnerable to security breaches, but the good news is that you don't always have to share. Yeah, that's for sure. To avoid becoming a victim of identity theft, it's important to take steps to safeguard your personal information. Following credit rating company Equifax's announcement in September of 2017 that its databases had been hacked, exposing the personal information of an estimated 143 million people, including around half of the U.S. population, you might be wondering if you could do more to protect yourself. Security based on information that is difficult or impossible to change makes people more vulnerable, which is why breaches like Equifax are so problematic, says Drew Pack of security firm Authentic 8. Breaches like those divulge massive amounts of data that cannot be changed. You can't change your birthday, a former address, or the high school you attended, although many wish they could. It's the same reason why security based on biometrics is not the best option. You can't change your fingerprints. While you can't withhold your name or date of birth from applications and purchases requiring your personal information, one thing you can withhold is your Social Security number. Originally created to track income to determine Social Security benefits in retirement, it has become a near universal form of identification and is often requested whenever you provide personal information. However, on many occasions, it's not actually necessary to share your number, and the Social Security Administration warns that you should be careful about doing so, even when you're specifically asked for it. First, focus on where you have to give your SSN, advises Ryan Satterfield of Planet Zuda Data Security. Taxes and insurance are the only things that require Social Security numbers. Then list everywhere you don't have to give an SSN. Okay? Here are 5 times you should never, ever give out your Social Security number, even if you're asked for it. Patient forms from your doctor may request your number, but it's not necessary to provide it. It is your insurance policy number your insurance company needs in order to bill you and submit payments. The IRS says you need to give your doctor your SSN if you have Medicare or other federally sponsored health care, but in all other cases, you don't. And while you need to provide your credit card details and possibly your passport number, depending on your destination, you don't need to give your number when purchasing plane tickets and making other travel reservations. You don't need your number to travel either. Your passport, driver's license, or other TSA-approved forms of ID are sufficient. All children living in the U.S. have the right to attend public school, and no school can require a child or their parents to provide an SSN at enrollment. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, a birth certificate or passport is an acceptable proof of identity. College students don't need to provide their SSN either, although they will need to submit it if they apply for financial aid, loans, or scholarships. You don't have to give a prospective employer your number, confirms the Society of Human Resource Management. But after you've been hired, you will need to provide it for a background check. Here's how to answer tricky job interview questions. Your grocery store might ask you for your number when you're applying for a reward card, but you can leave this box blank. And while you need to provide your number when applying for a credit card to let the bank check your credit score, retailers' reward cards don't have any credit value. Unfortunately, business processes are often designed in a way that they can't move forward without an SSN, says Robert Wood, who is director of trust at healthcare company Nunya. If somebody opts out, then it's likely in many circumstances that they will miss out on that service, he reveals. In the light of yet another massive security breach, surely it's time for businesses to rethink the kind of personal information they truly need to function and to focus on getting things done with the absolute minimum requirements. If you're asked for your Social Security number and you're not sure if you should provide it, the SSN administration recommends asking why your number is needed, how it will be used, and what will happen if you refuse. And if you do have to provide your number, be wary of giving it digitally, warns A.V. Chesla, CEO of MPOW. The person on the other end of the email might be vulnerable to attacks like malware that can automatically steal personal data and then be used by a third party for malicious intent, he warns. Banks, for example, are supposed to be better protected against these types of malware than any other organization. But even if you trust them, you are still better off passing along your SSN in person to a representative rather than digitally. Similar malware was used in this year's Verizon's breach and have since become even more advanced. So please be careful. There you have it. 5 signs you should never give it out. And that's very important. We'll be back with the third and final article of everything that your Social Security number actually says about you. This is where it also gets heavily interesting as what the Social Security number represents about you. More of the nightly news when we come back right after this.
Twizzlers make me very happy. I love the way they taste so chewy. Twizzlers make me very happy.
We love the way they taste so fruity, so chewy, so happy and so juicy.
Twizzlers make me very happy.
Twizzlers make your mouth so very happy.
Oh, so happy.
Well, I've heard of all fantastic things on this earth, but this, joke is wild. That's the Massachusetts State Lottery. This is the most unbelievable story that you probably ever heard in your life. Did you ever hear of a place where you could put down $1 and they'll give you $2,500? And instantly, that's the maximum prize. Instant, $2,500. And you're sitting in the house doing nothing, you could win it the first time, a second time, a third time. You could win 3 times on the same dollar. I can't control myself. Look how I'm choking while I'm talking to you about it, because I can't believe it. My brother-in-law buys nothing. He bought this.
It's our job as official spokescandies of the new millennium to choose a host for the big New Year's bash in Times Square.
And we want you.
What my yellow-bellied friend here is trying to say is we want you, Dick.
That's what I said.
No, you said we want you. I said we want you. You were begging. I was making a dramatic point.
Was not.
Was 2.
Not.
2.
Not.
2.
No. Ow.
So.
I don't think so, guys.
What?
I was the host of the first millennium. Thanks anyway, Candies.
Whew, he does look young for his age.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
Ronnie, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico? I'd say happier than a camel on Wednesday.
Hump day!
Get happy. Yeah. Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
No matter who's dealing the cards.
Brand new deck of cards all shuffled and cut.
The Sharks are in it to win it.
We are on our way.
Higher! Everything that it is lower!
Lower than a 10, a 3, higher than a 4, and it is higher than the 2, I'm absolutely speechless.
I gotta go all the way!
Welcome to Card Sharks. Card Sharks, Card Sharks. Card Sharks, today at 4:30 on Buzzer.
Your soap is ugh, and your body wash is a synthetic detergent. But you're not a dish. You're a man. Switch to Dr. Squatch Natural Soap for Men. For men who build things. Open pickle jars on the first try. Slay dragons. And let their daughters braid their hair. Men who like to feel good and smell. Titillating. Dr. Squatch takes you places you never thought you'd go. Naked.
All right, welcome back to the nightly news. That commercial for Dr. Squatch is amazing. If you've ever tried Dr. Squatch soap, you should try it. $7.50 for a bar. But for you guys out there that want to smell good and be relaxed and rejuvenated, that's where you got to go. All right, final article of the night is everything you need to know about your Social Security number that it says about you. This is where they don't hold back, folks. This is it. This is what your SSN number tells you about. Lauren Kahn tells you about this one way back 3 years ago on the 24th of June. She says, tell us your Social Security number and we'll tell you what state you were born in. Find out what else we can figure out about you from your digits. Ooh. If you were born after 1935, you probably had a Social Security number for your entire life, and you probably had it memorized since the first time you ever wrote it out when opening a bank account or applying for a job or obtaining a driver's license. For anyone born after 1935, either you or your parents likely applied for a Social Security card in person at a local Social Security office following President Franklin Delano Roosevelt's passage of the Social Security Act of 1935, which was designed to provide a safety net for the elderly and disabled in the form of an annuity funded through income taxes specifically earmarked for that purpose. Since its inception, the number has always been made up of the following three parts. The first three digits, which comprise the area number, the next two digits, which comprise the group number, and the last four digits, which comprise the serial number. Now, given that the Social Security number format was designed to track unique and sensitive personal records of every American, the first five digits are amazingly transparent and can reveal or reliably reveal certain information about most cardholders. Here is what they can reveal about you. If you were issued a card before 1972, your area number was tied to the state where your card was applied for. In the early days of card issuance, many adults applied for their Social Security at Social Security offices near where they worked. If not, then they tended to apply for them near their homes. Children tended to have their applications made on behalf of their guardians. And in 1972, Social Security centralized its operations. And until June 25th of 2011, the area number tied to the zip code of the mailing address on the card application. By the way, this is what zip code actually means. Accordingly, for anyone born between 1936 and 2011, the area number could fairly reliably indicate, at the very least, the person's birth state. And if you were born prior to June 25th of 2011, you can see how your area number probably ties to where you were living as a baby by checking this listing. Then on June 25th, 2011, Social Security changed the numerical assignment process to one of randomization for the purpose of protecting the integrity of the SSN and freeing up more numbers, thus extending the longevity of the 9-digit format. As such, all cards issued after that date have an area number that does not actually correspond to any location at all. The group number is a subset of the area number and ranges from 01 to 99. For each area number, there are 99 possible combinations from 01 to 99, and although they are not issued in consecutive order, there is a method to the madness, and it's based on the order in which card numbers are applied for within a particular area number. Here's how it works. The first two-digit number issued is 01, followed by 03, 05, 07, and 09, and then every even number from 10 through 98. Then the even numbers between 02 and 08 are issued, followed by odd groups numbers from 11 through 99. What this means is that someone whose group number is 01 will be older than someone whose group number is 99. Accordingly, the group number will be fairly reliably indicate, and at the very least, how old you are in relation to anyone else within that area number. The serial number ranges from 0001 to 9999 and is assigned consecutively within each group number, within each area number. The serial number itself doesn't say anything about your location or age that the group number and area number don't already say. And although since they are assigned consecutively, they could potentially reveal your relative age within a group and an area. Because your social security number follows you from birth to death, tracking information personal to you, the 9 digits taken together can reveal a great deal about you, from where you bank to whether you've been arrested. Therefore, as we're sure you already know, it's of paramount importance to keep your number safe, secure, and confidential. Here are the 5 times you should never give out your social security number. And while you're at it, check out these 26 secrets identity thieves don't want you to know. There we go. Thank you very much, Lauren Kahn. She has covered knowledge history, the British royal family, true crime, and riddles for Reader's Digest since 2017. Thank you very much. And I hope these articles today helped you with your social security number. And if you're looking to get a social security number, hopefully these articles were very helpful to you as well. When we come back, we'll look at what holiday today is and the motivation of the day to wrap up this Monday edition of the Nightly News. More, come on, more, right after.
Tire Kingdom tires, 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 tires. If tires are what you need, the lowest price is guaranteed. At Tire Kingdom, the best tires at the best price. No hassle service, and we always treat you nice. Ooh, Tire Kingdom tires, 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 tires.
It's yum yum fun that is cool and clean, and its name is the Snoopy Snow Cone Machine. You put ice cubes in and get a snow cone out. It's fun. Yum yum fun is what it's all about.
Some assembly required, and you mix the punch flavor.
It's yummy, Snoopy. It's yum yum fun that is cool and clean, and its name is the Snoopy Snow Cone Machine.
Snoopy Snow Cone Machine comes with everything you see here from Hasbro.
So refreshing. Cool la la, so cool. Cool on the peppermint. Cool la la, wintergreen. Cool on the cool la la, so full of high savers. Yum.
Today you need an oil this good. You need Quaker State. When your engine's this new, you gotta protect your investment. You need an oil this good.
When your engine's this old, it needs extra care. You need an oil this good.
Small engines work so hard, they demand an oil this good.
These motor oils are refined exclusively from Pennsylvania grade crude. Quaker State is so good, it's America's best-selling motor oil. New cars,
Old cars, small cars.
today you need Quaker State. You need an oil this good.
Hey, Herbert Fisher. Have you met Herb Grant?
Herb Grant, Tacoma.
Herb's in the plumbing business.
Yeah, I'm all packed up.
Herb, you know these bums? Herb Riddick, Herb Kaplan.
Hi.
So, the wife and kids are good?
Herb Jr.'s almost 12.
Whoa, next thing you know, there'll be a Herbert Jr. Jr.
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
What does it feel like to play, Simon? You gotta look! Listen! Remember! You gotta react! Repeat the sounds and colors. Think fast! What does it feel like to play, Simon?
Intense.
Simon from Milton Bradley, the challenge intensified to the max.
All right, welcome back to the Nightly News. Getting ready to wrap up this edition here on this Monday night, and soon to be getting ready for the game show's season finale. Don't forget, tomorrow on the program, Andrew Hocking will be here to talk about his experiences over the last couple of weeks and how it feels to be part of the Tier Masters on Wipe Those Tears. We'll be talking with him and getting to know a little bit more about this Tier Master. If you'd like to be on the program as far as it being an interviewer. Like, of course, we have Zach the artist who comes on. He'll be here, by the way, next month to talk about some new projects. But if you'd like to be part of the group here and part of the program and talk about your experiences, whether they're good or bad, or something you got to get off your chest, or you want to debate me on certain topics of issues of importance, drop me a line and we'll get you set up here, and you can have a half hour, you can have an hour, or you can have an hour and a half, whichever suits your fancy. One thing for certain, should be good interviewing. And of course, like I said, even if my trolls want to come here and try to start crap, I'm giving them the opportunity. But like I said before, they're not going to come in and start commenting like they did before. If they want to do that, they're going to have to be true subscribers to the channel. And knowing that their channels are non-existent because they have no material on them makes them fake and fraudulent. And YouTube does not allow that. So if you really want to be part of our ever-growing family of people in this community, get yourself a verified channel with some content and go out there and make some videos and identify yourself, because YouTube is not going to take that crap no more, because the very people who complained about it and wanted it passed now are thinking that they can be the ones to just bypass that rule, and YouTube is going to kick their butt to the curb. So I wouldn't want to be one of them. I always want to be a verified channel with at least some material on there. Okay, today is what holiday is today, and we got a good one for you. How about National Great American Pot Pie Day? Ooh, do you like chicken pot pie? Well, there are a lot of variations on this day. As they say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but an American pot pie will do wonders to both your belly and your soul. And we are glad we have National Great American Pot Pie Day today to celebrate. These tasty pastries have been around for as far back as the Neolithic period and have been keeping us fed and satisfied ever since. It's no shocker that Marie Callender's A Pot Pie and Frozen Food Company created a day dedicated solely to this wonderful savory dish. Pot pies are one of the best solutions for a savory tooth, and the best excuse to eat some carbs without any guilt would be on a day created just for it. These meat-filled pastries have been around for longer than you might think and have been eaten in nations all across the world since their inception. The history of pot pies can be traced back to the Neolithic age around 9500 BC by discoveries made by archaeologists. And at the time, the Greeks cooked meats mixed with other ingredients in open pastry shells, which were called artocries. Is that right? Artocries? Wow, what a name. Let me get the pronunciation. Artocries or artocries. What a name. Artocries. Wow. This treat then spread to the Romans and was prepared with various meat, oysters, mussels, lampreys, and fish, and included a crust made of a flour and oil mixture, which was served at banquets. After this, pot pies spread across medieval Europe during the Crusades and were even nicknamed by royalty. In the 16th century, the English gentry revived the custom of serving pot pies and called them meat pies. This obsession soon spread to the New World when the first American settlers took their pot pie recipes with them when they moved westward. Pot pie can be prepared in a number of ways: in a skillet, baking dish, or a pie oven. And there are also many recipes and ingredients that can be used to fill and make the dish, including turkey, ham, seafood, potatoes, carrots, green beans, and peas. And finally, the gravy. The gravy and seasonings make this flaky pastry irresistible. National Great American Pot Pie Day was created in 2002 by Marie Callender's The Pot Pie and Frozen Food Company, and has ever since been celebrated annually on September 23rd. I'm getting all tongue-tied because I'm getting hungry. Here's your timeline. Starting 9500 BC, went to the origin of pot pies, to the 1500s, to 1951, to 2002. Yep. And how do we celebrate it? Well, there are so many pot pie recipes available for you to try out. Today would be the perfect day to learn a new recipe and also enjoy the savory fruits of your labor. If you need an excuse to get some carbs in, this day sets you up perfectly for that purpose. You can purchase frozen pot pies, eat some of your homemade ones, or go out for a meal with family and friends. However you choose to do it, don't let the day go by without enjoying the satisfaction of a freshly made pot pie. And head to any platform of your choice to share recipes, fun facts, or anything relevant to the day. Use the hashtag Great American Pot Pie Day to join in the conversation. Here's 5 facts that you should know about pot pie. According to Smithsonian Magazine, cooks from the Roman Empire era would sometimes make pot pies with a living bird that would burst through the pie shell when cut and fly out. I think that's the old saying, 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was opened, the birds began to sing. Yeah. There was a version of pot pies called sea pies, which typically included pigeons, turkey, veal, and mutton, and was made aboard ships. And originally, pot pie referred to a crustless mixture of meat pie ingredients and noodles stewed in a pot on the stovetop. Pot pies, as we now know them, were called different names at different points in history, including the atrocrease, the sea pies, meat pies, and even coffins. The artocrease, yeah. Artocrease. Okay, I'm going to remember that. That word is going to haunt me. You watch. Pot pies are not just for chicken or even meat. They're also pot pies made from fish products. Pretty much anything can be made into a pot pie. It's very versatile. Why we love this day? Well, they've had a long history with us. Its name has been changed one too many times, some might say, and its recipes change with various traditions and cultures. This day allows us an opportunity to celebrate one of the oldest savory dishes known. And the possibilities are numerous when it comes to making pot pies. This gives us room for the creation of various recipes that vary in terms of stuffing choices, cooking choices, and even eating choices. And after being in the ancient eras in history, pot pies almost became a thing of the past. That was until the 16th century, when the English gentry revived the custom of serving pot pies and called them meat pies. Ever since then, it came to stay and spread across the entire world. So next time, it'll be on a Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. Very good. And don't forget to check out these other days. But the next one coming up will be National Boston Cream Pie Day, Wednesday, October 23rd. Okay. Well, we have time for, of course, our daily motivator of the day. So I'm gonna pull that up. In the meantime, like I said, we will definitely be coming in for tomorrow's program to look at some more great stuff for you. And of course, Andrew Hocking will be with us. So that should be fun. All right. Now for today, Monday, September 23rd, 2024, here is the Daily Motivator by Ralph Marston. The title is called Living in Harmony. Harmony does not mean everyone is in agreement. Harmony exists when no one is attempting to force his or her opinions on others. Harmony does not require everyone to be the same. Harmony thrives when people respect and tolerate the differences that give so much richness to life. Harmony cannot be achieved by brute force, and harmony prevails when every individual understands on his or her own terms that it is the most effective way to live. Harmony does not come about through intimidation or scolding or threats of punishment. Harmony is reached through understanding and cooperation. And harmony cannot exist where people are interested only in what they can take. Harmony is built through a willingness to give. Harmony comes not by being weak or by surrendering one's most treasured principles or by the cowardly attempt to control others. Harmony is the domain of those who are confident enough in their own lives to allow others to peacefully flourish. Thank you, Ralph Marston. I think living in harmony is a very important thing, and especially during this fall season, we all could use some harmony in our lives. There you have it, folks. Another great show in the books, and we hope you enjoyed it. I'm Jason Icanio. Remember, of course, be honest, be real, and keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. We'll see you tomorrow with our special guest, Andrew Hocking. Till then, I'll see you in Discord at 7 o'clock. Good night from the Nightly News.